I went from being the guy that never leaves the cage and never seen without football to being 100% on the roads. The Fed pulled out. She says, have you got your gun on you?
You spent a lot of days in prison.
5,660, and I'm still young. I was never stressed out or depressed enough to stop working, stop moving forward. So I've come out, done my masters, started Celso, which is a party hire company. I've improved my consultancy business. I've done speeches in everywhere you can imagine. The book, which I got published while I was in prison.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Bluetick Show. Opposite me today, I've got Kieron Bryan here. Went to prison for 16 years, sold hundreds of guns, attempted murder charges, to now owning his own businesses. Kieran, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, Mikey. Thank you for having me.
That was a lot better when we introduced it, wasn't it, than we said? I thought, oh, that sounds good.
You had it on Smash.
Listen, you're here today to tell your story. One thing I do want to let all the viewers know is this is a story of your previous life. It's a story you've lived before. You're a changed man now. You've turned your life around. And this is a story of the past. This isn't you no more. You're a businessman now. Let's get that off from the get-go. Let everyone know. But look, at the end of the day, we're here today to tell your story, to try and help the youth, help people, and make people understand they haven't got to do what you've done.
Definitely.
We introduced it as prison for 16 years, sold hundreds of guns, attempted murder charges, and that's probably only half of it. We've spoken off camera. We've spoken about shipments from Colombia. We've spoken about Trinidad and Tobago. We've spoken about stabbings. You've lived the GTA life. It's the truth. You've lived it. As much as you may cringe at it, if you look at your sheet, your record sheet, you've lived the whole life.
Yeah, I was definitely playing it hard. I thought I was in a computer game or a movie or something, but I was just playing by the rules as I understood them. Do you get it? So I was just getting 100 at everything I do. And when I was on the roads, I was just getting 100.
When you say you was getting 100, I think the amount of time you spent in prison, you was definitely getting 100. 16 years behind the door, that's not a joke. But look, one thing I like to do with all my guests, before we dive into the nitty and gritty of the crimes you've committed, how you've turned your life around and all of it, let's take it all the way back to your childhood. Where are you from?
I lived in Manchester in my side, then I moved to Birmingham in Handsworth, then to Hackney in London, and St Albans as well.
What was it like? What was your upbringing like as a kid?
I had a normal upbringing, I can't really blame my parents for anything.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
That decisions. Nah, it was ordinary upbringing, and as you get older, you understand how good it was when you compare it to what's going on now and the strains and struggles that you have as an adult. It's more understandable now, and you understand how good you had it. Do you get it?
Life is hard now.
In my estate, I met someone in prison from my estate when I lived in Stamford Hill, and they called me the rich family. I said, what?
For real?
Why you call me the rich family? They said, oh, your parents had 2 cars. Do you get it? So this time I'm thinking we're struggling. Do you get it? Thinking we're poor, but my peers were calling me the rich family. So that kind of perspective when you get older makes you look at stuff very different.
What was school like for you?
School was all right. I was just focused on football, mostly in school. Got into a few incidents, but I done well in school in terms of my grades and that kind of thing. So
for you, was you ever seen as the hood boy?
Overnight, basically. I went from being the guy that never leaves the cage and never seen without football to being 100% on the roads.
What changed? What went wrong?
I don't think anything went wrong. I think everyone had good intentions at the time, but I just had a conversation with my friend's parents, and they was basically saying, what do you want to be when you're older? I said a footballer. They started laughing. And when I asked them why they're laughing, they said, what's your backup plan? What are you going to do if you don't make it to be a footballer? Everyone wants to be a footballer at your age. So what are you going to do? So I just made the decision thinking my only options were the roads or football. So I thought, okay, I got to put a foot into the roads then, because they're saying you need a backup plan. I didn't comprehend any other options at that time, and that's just the mentality I had.
Why did you think that your only backup plan was the roads? Most people say, oh, you know what? I want to be a footballer, but if not, let me try to be an electrician.
Yeah.
Why was it for you the roads was your only route?
Because everyone who I knew and looked up to that looked like me, that they was either doing one of them things. They was either doing music or the roads, football or the roads. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's only understandable when you live that life and everyone around you is thinking the same thing. Everyone's around you thinking, if I don't make it in this, I'm pissed, I'm finished.
Where was you living at this point?
Hackney at that time.
Hackney's known as a rough area.
Yeah.
It's well recognised as being gang, violence, crime. Were all your friends involved in the crime life?
At that age, some were, some wasn't.
How
But
old are we at
nothing
this point?
serious. 14, 15.
Okay, 14, 15. When you said overnight, you went from being in the cage to being on the roads. Explain that story to us.
So what I'd done is I arranged a football tournament. So once I knew that I needed to basically put a foot into the roads, I arranged a football tournament, and I went to lots of different schools and gave out flyers saying £2 per player for a tournament. And I went to a girl I knew who worked in Tesco, asked her to get me some barbecue stuff, some drinks and that stuff. I told her whatever she spends, I'll give her double the amount back. So I arranged this football tournament. Everyone came with all their parents. I asked the youth club to borrow the football goals, and it was a success. My team won the tournament. Obviously, it wasn't rigged or anything, but obviously we had the best team. Won the tournament, won the winnings from the tournament, and that's what I used to get my first consignment of drugs.
What did you get first?
I was trying to get some cannabis and a gun, and that's how I ended up with my nickname.
Gun?
Yeah.
Your first thing you decided to get was cannabis and a gun?
That's how I ended up with my nickname, because when I was ringing everyone around that I knew for to try and get a gun, they was laughing at me. They're like, why? What are you doing? I said, I'm going to start selling drugs, innit? So they saying, what are you going to start selling? So I'm saying, weed, innit? They say, you don't need drugs to sell weed. I'm saying, but
you don't need a gun to sell
weed. You don't need a gun to sell weed. So I'm saying, but someone might try rob me. So they said, how much you getting? Just an ounce. So what actually happened was, everyone was taking the piss out of me when they was, there's gunmen. So everyone used to call me gunman.
Oh shit, that's
so
what you
all
got
my
the name
friends,
from.
yeah. Look, there's gunman. So everyone kept shouting and calling me that, and then I ended up getting one and getting a link for one. So then it kind of started out as everyone taking the piss until I got it.
How did you get your first gun?
I bought it.
I know that. What was the story? So
in them calls,
how much you pay for it?
In them calls, 800 for it was deuce.
And was there any fear in holding that gun?
No, I'm a methodical or realist. So in my mind, everything I know about the roads and to do with selling drugs involves trying to protect them or someone trying to rob you. So the first thing I needed to do was get the protection. Where some people used to ring me and say, I've just been robbed, so I need to buy a thing. Well, I'm thinking, why didn't you buy it before the situation?
You're thinking one step ahead.
So I was thinking that, but it's just a bit too much, innit? But that's how I was on the roads, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I really got it at that age. And
so from 15 years old, you was carrying?
Yeah. I used to put it as the goalpost.
Swear to God.
I swear down, I used to put my gun as, look, that's one side of the goal, we're playing in there. One time, I lost bullets like that.
You're chatting shit.
On my life, we used to play football. I used to put my gun there, put a couple things on it, that's one goal, and then we set up another goal up there, and we're playing football. Do you get it? Because football's my passion, and I still play for the university to this day. But at the time, that was just normal. That was just a normal thing to me. Really and there was no, I wasn't in them circles yet, kind of. I had the gun before I needed it, basically. A long time before I needed it. Do you get what I'm saying?
You was involved. You're selling food, right?
Mm-mm.
From 15. Mm-mm. When did you say, well, I was about to say, when do you think it got serious? But carrying a gun at 15 is pretty serious already.
Yeah, straight. I sold some weed, then I moved on to selling light and dark in the area that I was playing football in.
So you was not thinking, let me go slow at this?
Nah, because everything I do it 100%. So that's why my transition to some friends and family is like they find it hard to see it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? To see it's 100% real, because I was going so hard on the roads. They're thinking this person can never do anything else, but that's just how I do everything.
Even from hearing this, we spoke prior to it, but hearing this story live and actually listening to it, you fell in love with the game. Really, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I was enjoying life, because all the stuff that everything I've got now, I got it then. So all the jewelry I've got, I bought when I was 15 on the way to school, and that all this jewelry I'm wearing now, that's when I bought it. Yeah.
And what about when you were going home and obviously your mum was seeing you make money? She knew you weren't asking her. She must have been thinking, what's going on here? I went
on holiday with my mum, and we went into a jewelry shop. So she told the I was down discount, innit? This time I'm still in school, innit? So I'd given the guy my jewelry, say clean that for me, because I'm waiting for my mum to do something on holiday, innit? So she's telling the man, don't worry about them fake thing there, that's for them. Do you get it? But the guy's telling her, nah, this is all real. Do you get it? And that's the first time she thought, oh, okay, that jewelry he's wearing is not fake. All this time she just thought it was throwaway.
She just thought it was
fake.
Like it was
until that moment in the jewelry shop, she just thought it was all.
And then what did she say?
I used to just make up the craziest excuses that at the time I thought she believed, but now I'm older, I understand that there was just nowhere to go with the conversation, didn't it? You get what I'm saying? I asked him, he told this lie. If I carry on asking him, he's just going to make up more stupid lies, because the lies weren't even good. Dumb. I used to say my friend bought me, like I had all trainers. Say my friend bought them all. I got a friend, he bought them for me.
Yeah, she knows that ain't true. All right, cool. Let's dive into it, nitty and gritty. What age did you first get arrested?
14, 15.
What did you get arrested for?
GBH.
What was it? Talk us through it.
Just there was a house party. Someone told us that a friend got rushed at a house party. He's gone to a house party and they've rushed him in the house party.
Okay.
So we've just gone there and just moved to everything we saw in the house party.
What, Rago just moved
to everything we saw. As they opened the door.
How many of you?
I can't even remember. But I was at the front, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's the first time I got arrested. And then I found out that the guy never got rushed. Nothing happened.
What did you have on you?
Everything.
What do you mean everything?
I had my deuce on me and I had a knife on me. But we didn't use anything though, because it was just like...
You had both on you?
Yeah, I had both on me.
And what, you just went in there, you didn't do nothing mad, it was just more punching people up?
Just punching people up, but someone's eye socket got broken or something. That's why it was GBH.
And you didn't get charged with that? Or what happened?
Yeah, but was too young. Everything happened, like went through the court system, but didn't go jail for it.
Second time? Second
time was the stabbing.
What happened?
I think these youths when I was around that time, I bought an Audi TT and the DNA. So I feel like I don't know what happened, to be honest. These youths have seen me. Two guys. This time I'm still in school and that. I think it was the car.
How old was you?
Like 15.
Driving around the Audi TT.
Audi TT and the DNA. You know them bikes that look like motorbikes. I thought I was the guy. But so these youths are trying to extort man or something. So I'm in the park with a girl. And these youths have come up to man. Two youths come up to man talking about I need to pay them £4,000 a week or something crazy.
£4,000 a week.
I do not know what they was talking about, innit? Do you get it? So
was you high?
Was that? What do you mean?
Was you high when you were having this conversation?
No, it's just surreal. Look, I'm in the park with a girl and she's walking her dog. That's what I'm doing in the park.
So you lot are just chilling?
Yeah. So two youths have come to the park saying, yeah, you need to pay them £4,000 a week. Do you get it? So, and I don't know them. And to this day, I don't know who they are. So I'm laughing, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Laughing. And they tried to grab me in that, innit? So I've got away, you get it? Like, what you lot on? Ran off a little bit. Do you get it? So I'm away from them. They start walking towards the girl. So I'm saying, joke thing. I can't even cut. So I've gone back there, backed it out. They've come towards me and then whatever's happened. So that's how it's happened. Didn't see them after that. Didn't know them after that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? My man come court, but...
And you got nicked there and them for it? What happened?
Nah, they tried to extort man further. Like say, okay, if you don't pay the money, we're going court. we're going to the police. So they tried that for a few months, and then I weren't having it. I'm thinking there's no way they're gonna go to the police though. Do you get it? Then they went to the police. That's why.
Did you not tell them the story? This video is sponsored by Cranbrook Law, an award-winning immigration law firm. Their talented solicitors can help when any struggles arise regarding immigration law. They can help get you the visas they need. They can help get you the staff you need from any other countries. As you can see, the website is on the screen right now. So if you need anything to do with immigration law, message Cranbrook Law and let them help you. Whether you're looking to obtain a sponsor license, receive advice and guidance in relation to compliance and our civil penalties, or take advantage of our know-how and experience across a broad range of business visas, our talented and dynamic immigration lawyers are available to speak to you. Telephone numbers on the screen, emails on the screen, and hit the link in the bio if you need any help.
No, I was saying no comment.
No way.
Yeah.
What about in court?
No comment. In court, what's man saying in court? Man saying man don't know what they're talking about. Like, man's not involved in that.
What proof did they have? What evidence they have?
Do you come to court saying that, right, that's
it.
the guy that done it, etc.
Swear to God.
Yeah, I swear.
How long did you get for that?
I got 4 and a bit years or something, and I only served 3 years.
Was that the first time you went to prison?
Yeah.
What was that like?
The first day in prison, it was more of a, because it didn't happen straight away. So when ended up going to prison, I'm 17. Yeah.
One quick question before we move on to that. You was a good kid. At the time you were going to prison, did your mindset completely change? Was you a gangster?
Oh yeah, the day that I've got the money from the football tournament.
Okay, that was it. You was invested. I'm ready now.
And how you've got to look at it is that when I'm doing stuff, I'm doing it 100, innit? So when I'm going on the roads, going on the roads. Obviously, the first thing you need is your protection, innit? Because you're not going out there to get violated. And on the roads, this is what happens. There's no rules and there's no one to call. You got to turn to yourself, innit? Do you get it? So that's how I was looking at it. That's how I looked at everything. That's how I handled everything.
First day in prison.
Yeah.
17 years old.
I'm more thinking it's more slowed life down. So that first day is a slow day in terms of when you're on the roads, it really is the fast lane. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that is the first time I've seen the TV on properly and that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
TV on.
I've gone to the servery. Yeah, so this is my first day and I've been at court all day, so I'm starving.
Yeah.
So I've gone to the servery, giving you a baguette, sausage and chips.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've gone to my cell. It's my first day, remember, yeah. See, Simpsons is on. Simpsons time. This is the first time I'll be settling,
eating my food,
doing a meal for years, for 2 years, 2-3 years. You get what I'm trying to say? I sit down, eat the chips, go to put the ketchup on the sausage, yeah. I'm starving, ate it all day, been at court all day. It jumps out the bread and rolls under the TV, under the cabinet.
You must have been pissed. Yeah,
so obviously it's a thing where man's on man's hands and knees
trying to get a sausage.
Trying to get it out of the thing. Man, come bring it out of that. It's all got hair, like it's a prison cell, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It hasn't been cleaned for a hot minute. So that was my first day. But in terms of pressure and how it felt, I can't really remember, but I'm not a person who didn't think I would end up in that situation. It wasn't a big shock. It was just like, alright, cool, I'll do the bird, get back. How am I going to do the bird? Make sure I'm good.
What about drama in prison?
Drama in prison, I'm more of a, I'm not involved unless I'm in the right. Do you get it? And when you're in the right, you hold a lot of weight. Do you get it? So if I'm in the right and there's 10 men in the cell, it doesn't matter. I'm going in there to page everything. Do you get it? Because I'm in the right. So yeah. So that was the terms of
Did you
drama.
have dramas inside?
Yeah, I had dramas inside, but I was on the right side of the dramas. If that makes sense.
Okay, we won't touch on that too much.
Now you can go into detail. It's just that I'm not thinking to go into detail myself. But if you want to ask more,
what kind of crimes what kind of things did you witness in prison? I've heard about people boiling sugar. I've heard about faces falling off, stabbing. I've heard about the maddest of
all of
mad.
it, everything.
Shit really goes down.
It really goes down. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That I think Whitemore is the most serious in terms of if something's going down, it's most likely to be serious. And Swell Side was the one where everything's going down, doesn't matter what, no rules barred. There's no order.
What would you say some of the maddest stuff you've seen in prison is? Guys, have you been thinking of move to Dubai? I've partnered up with Cranbrook Legal to make your experience so much easier. Literally, I got the main man from Cranbrook Legal right now to tell you how easy it is.
Guys, it's as simple as picking up the phone, giving us a call and letting us get on with the business.
What, literally, one phone call?
Literally one phone call, a few documents, and we're there.
And then I just get up, fly to Dubai, and I ain't got to pay tax no more?
Yeah, you can come and see us. We'll take you out for a meal, show you Dubai, and then it's all up to you after that.
Bro, where do I sign now?
The hot water stuff, like people to pour hot water, hot oil, stabbing, chefing, everything you can think of.
Yeah, the hot oil stuff, I don't fuck with.
Yeah,
I'm not on that stuff.
And then they put sugar in it after the hot oil.
And then that's peeling people's faces off.
Yeah, but it's people who get themselves into them situations, because it's a lot easier to not get yourselves into a lot of situations than it seems.
You've experienced a long time behind the door.
Yeah.
You've done a total of 16 years. How hard and how easy would you say prison is?
I feel like...
Because what I've heard, I'll tell you what I've heard from obviously interviewing hundreds of guests now. It's as easy as you want it to be, and it's as hard as you want it to be. If you want to go in there and be a gangster, get ready for a long journey. If you want to go in there, put your head down and just ride your bird, that's fine. Is it like that, or is it you're involved in drama?
I feel like it's easy for the realer ones. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you keep it 100, then it's an easier bird, isn't it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Stick to your word and keep it 100. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Yeah. When you come and you're trying to be something that you're not, because remember, in prison, there's no workers. So everyone was a boss. There's no workers, there's no send out. Everyone's the shooter, everyone's a boss. Yeah. Do you get it? So, but some of them have to be pretending. Do you get it? So one of the things I realized is that it's always the guys imitating what they believe to be serious that end up in problems. So I'll give you an example. There's a time a guy owes me money. So I've gone up to him in front of all his friends, yeah? And I've said to him, pay my money now, or it's that time, innit? Yeah? So when I've said that to him, he's with all his friends. They've had a little huff and puff and tried to page me and that kind of stuff, yeah? And then he's paid the money, and then he's pulled me aside and said, why did I page him in front of all his friends like that? I'm saying, because you owed me money and then you paid me short. And then your friend owed me money and paid me short. Do you get it? Yeah? So what I thought is that, okay, instead of me going directly to your friend, I have to page you in front of him, because you must have told him you paid me short for him to be paying me short as well. And where I've let it slide with you and not been on your neck about it, your brethren thinks he can do it now. So what I do, I paid you like that. Imagine you paid me and your brethren paid me straight away. I didn't even go and say nothing to him. So that's why I had to page you like that, yeah? That's me keeping it 100 and showing him you was in the wrong anyway. Because you shouldn't have paid me short, and then you shouldn't have made your brethren pay me short. If they owe 250, they're paying 2 bills, for example. Yeah? So once I've done that, a few months later, I see someone owe someone money and go and page him in front of all of his friends, and they just chef him down. But he only owed him money for a week, and there's no reason for him to do that. It's only him trying to imitate what he saw. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, but not being in the right. You're not in the right. You was trying to embarrass him. I wasn't trying to embarrass this guy. I was trying to let him know I'm 100% serious. I'm not even going to go page your friend first. I got to page you first, even though it's been months before I can even go to him. Because if I go to him directly, he's going to say to me, what
about my man?
You get what I'm trying to say? So I wasn't even trying to embarrass no one. I was just trying to get straight to it. So where this guy was there trying to embarrass him, trying to look like Danny Big Bollocks, what happened to him happened to him. And that's what I realized in terms of these guys are imitating what they see in the wrong way. And that's how they get themselves in problems over and over and over again.
You served 3 years that sentence.
Yeah.
3 years finished. You've come out. Did you think time to become legit?
Nah, I'm 20.
So you just thought, let's get
coming out at 20 and everything I've tried to do on the roads, I've achieved it, innit? If I say I'm taking over that area, I've done it. If I say I'm I'm moving to Mr. Man, I've done it. If I'm robbing Mr. Man, I've done it. So there was no reason to stop doing what you're doing at that age.
Would you
and
make
that
good money
mentality.
before you went inside?
Yeah, definitely. I had to before I went to jail that time. I already had the whip that I wanted to buy, the bike that I wanted to buy, all the jewelry I wanted, all the PlayStations, all the games. My room was kitted. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's nothing that I could think of that I wanted that I couldn't buy at that age.
And you come out 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
So come out at 20, and then now you're just more educated in that field, more determined in that field, and you've done the jail now, so you know what you've got in store if
anything goes wrong,
if inevitably you end up back in jail.
And you got straight back to it. Selling what?
Selling everything you can think of. I had 5 phones.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
All different things.
Yeah, so I had phones, yeah, and I've gone to a studio in Manchester, and all of them are ringing. So these youths are telling me what are people ringing you for, innit? So I'm saying, is someone's ringing that phone, they want a gun. If someone ring that, they want light or dark. Someone's ringing that, it's a sniff. If someone, they didn't believe me, innit? Do you get it? So I tell them, answer it, and then you will see what I'm telling you they're gonna ask for is what they think. I just can't bother to answer this call and then ring the person to go meet. It's just, each call is 5 calls. Do you get it? That's why I'm not answering them, because we're here, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's how I had it once I released.
Where you say you were selling guns, you said I've sold over 100 guns. How's someone get involved in selling guns? Like, you got to remember, there's viewers out here watching this who are like, what, guns? You can't sell them.
Yeah.
You sold over 100 guns. That's not a joke, bro. That's a serious claim. That's a big thing. What? How'd you get involved in that? Someone phones you and says, "Yo, I want a pistol."
Nah, what it is because I got that nickname on accident, innit? By my brethren's older brothers taking the piss out of me, and because I was known to always have it or be with it, that people were asking me, "Oh, let me buy one." That's just how as simple as that.
And how much was a gun at this point?
Getting them for around 12 to 1,500, selling them for 2,000-3,000.
And that was just it. People phone up, "Hi, need a gun, no problem." Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. It was as simple as anything else to get, because at that time, it wasn't out of the ordinary for me. It was just an everyday.
Was you never worried
occurrence.
that you selling a gun to someone could result in someone coming to you with a gun?
Well, what I always done is what I now know that everyone wasn't doing. I treat every interaction as if this person means to rob me and do me harm. Do you get it? So if I'm going to meet my friend that I've known for 20 years to do a transaction, I deal with him like he's definitely going to rob me, and he's definitely going to try something dodgy. Do you get it? So how I would set up that interaction was as if I knew he was going to do something.
So talk us through that. How would you say it? You've known me 20 years. I phone you up. Yo, I want to buy a gun.
Yeah. So I would say to you, come link me at a yard, yeah? And when we go to the yard, my brethren are going to be there with their guns on them, yeah? Just for show, though. Do you get it? Pat you down. Make sure you got the money. Then you come in. I'll have 20 guns on the side. You can pick whichever one you want.
God.
Yeah, true
That's
story.
where you had it?
Yeah.
What, like on the bed, for example, you had 20 guns just laying there?
Nah, never on the bag. Never on the bed. In the duffel bag.
And just all guns there. They go for it. Look what they want. Boom. Yeah, let me take that.
Yeah. Simple as. One time I went to meet my brethren. He's had a madness, innit? So he's telling me, turn on the news. So this is someone that I've known for a hot minute. So he's saying, turn the news on. Because he's shouting down the phone, innit? I'm saying, what's wrong, fam? He's like, turn on the news. I'm saying, forget all that. What are you telling me? He said he wants free cash. So I know his income, innit? Do you get it? Because he gets other stuff off me, innit? So free's like 7,000-8,000. So I know he ain't got that lying down. So I'm saying to him, oh, I know you're going halves with your brethren, yeah, but when I come there, please don't make there be bare man there, innit? Just you and one brethren or something. You see, when I've gone there, there's 20 people there. So I've gone in the yard, there's 20 people there. And we're in the kitchen, but it's a long, narrow kitchen.
Yeah.
So I put the duffel bag on the side, and there's 20 men looking in the duffel bag, and I know how many's there. So one of the youths pick
And
out
you're by yourself?
on my own. So I have to go everywhere on my own, innit? Because when I have to tell my brethren, raw, they say, what you doing? I say, I'm going to go Birmingham to sell 2 mashes and that. You want to roll? They're like, nah, we're not rolling with you. Yeah. So it's long, narrow kitchen. There's 20 men in there. They're going through the bags. One of the young youths have gone in the bag and he's clicking the revolver. It's not spinning when it's meant to spin. But I checked it before I left. It was spinning. But for some reason, it's not spinning. So he's tried to make a scene and say, oh, this guy's trying to bump us. But I understand the whole dynamics of what he's trying to do. He's trying to turn everyone against me. They get all the bag for free. My only saving grace is that the person I'm going to meet is one of the highest ranking people there. Yeah. So if he doesn't turn, I'm good. Yeah. So when he's trying to make a scene,
And you know him?
I know the person I've gone to link, who I said only come with a couple men, is high ranking in that group, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm not too worried about this guy because
he's a little Jimmy.
Do you get it? But I understand what he's trying to do. So I have to take control of the situation. So I'm saying, everyone go in front of me. Do you get it? So I go to the back of the kitchen. So I've got my back to the wall. Everyone's in front of me. I'm saying, look, obviously you're making a scene like I'm trying to rob you or something like that. Just because there's 20 things there. But here what I'm going to do for you, look. Take 2 things out of that. And I'm going to give you one of these things. Then I've backed 2 things, innit? Yeah? So they're saying, let me see that. I'm saying, these are loaded. I can't be handing you loaded things, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Pick 2 of them, and I'll give you one of these. These are my proper things, you get it? So that was one of them sticky situations where I've ended up saying...
You're carrying 2 things on you?
Yeah, so I'm showing them that I've got my things loaded, and them things are all empty. Do you get it? So whatever you're thinking to do to spin this situation onto me... I'm ready, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because you still got to go through these things. Do you get it? So that's why, because they didn't know I had 2 things on me. They just thinking this is everything in the bag. So where I've told everyone, no one stand behind me and explain to them, if you feel like there's not 3 in there for you, just take 2. I'll give you one of these things. Just to let them know that that's the situation.
You've had other situations like that?
Yeah, had hundreds. This is every day. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's only now I'm older, I'm looking back that like you're really living in the fast lane. I'll be seeing my brethrens in at like 12 at night. They're saying, what you done today? I said, I went licked a move in Luton, then I went and sold 2 machines in Manchester. Licked a move in Birmingham on my way back. I'm back here. They're saying, but we see you drive past this morning. I'm saying, yeah, that's where I went. And now I'm back here on the block. But they don't believe me. Some of them don't believe me. Some of them know it's true. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But it's only in looking back at stuff that you see how crazy it is. When you're doing it and living it, it's just normal.
So you was out for 20 months until you got your big bird.
Yeah.
In them 20 months, you were selling guns, like you said. That was all during that time. You had the 5 phones ringing, selling drugs, selling guns. You was working. What happened with a big bird?
Well, just done the normal move that I usually do. Ate some food, and then the youth is trying to not hug it. So I've gone there to page him, like just to talk to him, and he's come running out with his gun and bulletproof vest on.
What happened?
Then he's been touched. And then he went to the feds, and then I got arrested for it.
You was there by yourself?
No, I was with a couple of my brethren.
So you might not want to tell the story, but let me break it down in viewers' terminology. Guys run out with a gun, bulletproof vest. You've obviously been there with your tools as well. Long story short, bullets have gone flying. He didn't shoot back?
Nah, he never had opportunity.
Bullets have gone flying. Did he get hit?
Yeah, he was wearing a bulletproof vest.
Anything go through?
Yeah, one of them went through the lower part of the bulletproof vest.
And how long was you out before you went back inside?
That was the 20 months. So this was one of the incidents in the 20 months.
When that happened, you shot him up. Let's say you shot him up on a Monday. When did you get nicked?
Like the Tuesday or something.
Feds came straight round your yard?
Yeah, nah. They I was walking down the road. They pulled up next to me. They said so imagine you're walking down the road. The feds, I'm walking to my car, but they don't know where my car is. So they've pulled up next to me. They said, do you got your gun on you? I swear down. The Fed pulled up in the normal police car as well. She says, have you got your gun on you? That's a trick question now, I know. Now
What did you actually say back?
Huh?
What did you say back?
That I just clocked is a trick. I said no. But it's a trick question, isn't it? Because
It means you've got a
it's
gun.
got a super presupposition on it.
And what, they
innit?
just
Do you
hot
get what I'm
tie
trying to say?
necked
No, and then she's driven off, and then bare feds come after that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Raw. And then that was it. You got
Yeah,
sentenced to how long?
yeah. So I'm not worried at that time though, because I'm thinking this guy is a plug, innit? This is what I'm saying. So you're thinking he can't go to he can't come to court and all that kind of stuff. And in between the time that I ate his food and he got touched, there was a lot going on. So it's a thing where I'm thinking this guy cannot go to the feds or nothing.
And what did he say? He's a drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
What did he say in court happened? Because obviously, where you've stolen his drugs, you've stolen it.
Yeah, so he's made up.
Say, oh yeah, like.
So this is the stupid story he made up. He said that me and him's gone to a casino. He's won 20 grand or something in the casino. He won it. Yeah. We've gone outside, sat in the car. I've pulled my gun out, told him give me the 20 grand, took the 20 grand off him, and then said to him, "Shall I drop you to your car?" Then I dropped him to his car. That's the story he made up. Yeah. So then. And this is one of the reasons I got guilty as well, man, because, you know, there's a Biggie song, "You've Been Robbed." Have you heard that song? Yeah. So this guy, they're saying to him in the trial, they're saying to him, when you got robbed for the 20,000, why didn't you tell your wife when you got home then? You've just been robbed for a year's wages, but you never told your wife because you're saying that you never told anyone about it. He said, no, I did tell her. So then he said he woke her up and said, "I've been robbed." I swear that, but he's lying, isn't it? But imagine he's saying that in court. I'm crying with laughter. I've got to hide from the jury. Because that's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you know he's lying as well. Yeah. He's 100% lying. He's just making it up. But even in his lie, he's a joke, man, isn't it? Cause how can you wake up your wife and tell her that? Do you get what I'm saying? So...
And you got what? Because you were laughing in court.
Because the judge had to stop the case. He told the juries, "Go out, yeah." Then he said to me, "Listen, you're not helping yourself. You're gonna get guilty. You're just there laughing. But how can you not laugh at that situation, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
To the court?
What, to the judge?
Yeah.
What, when I was laughing?
Yeah.
I was saying, I'm not gonna laugh. But man's crying under the thing, laughing.
Oh, you're pissing yourself, fully.
Yeah, come on, man. The guy is making up the thing, yeah, and even in his lies, he's just talking nonsense.
And what did you say happened?
Huh?
What did you say happened?
I'm saying that I've gone there. He's got a machine. His brethren's got a machine. I'm fighting, wrestling. The machines are going off. I don't know what happens, and then I run off. That's what I say. Yeah, I know you're looking at me like that, but this is what I'm saying to you. It fitted the evidence, but.
Listen, you got sentenced to 25 years.
Yeah.
When you heard that, look, you done your little 3-year budge, yeah? Fair enough. 3 years, you can ride that. That's no problem.
Yeah.
When you're sat there and they're saying, 25 years, was you not thinking?
Well, I was thinking, obviously, because the feds have gone to the judge with that little thing that they do that increases your sentence. Do you get what I'm saying? But
so on that note, what do you reckon the feds had written in that piece of paper?
Just like I bust a few cases and they're trying to get me on some other stuff, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, and they haven't got enough evidence for this other stuff. They suspect me of doing this. They suspect me of importing, etc., etc. So I feel like what I was meant to get for that is like a 15 years or something like that, because that was the sentencing for that crime at that time, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So what they've done is just slapped an extra 10 on it. Wow. Do you get what I'm trying to say without the evidence? Before
we dive into the 13 years you done behind the door in that sentence, import export, you're a professional in that field.
Well, I was fluky, innit? My brethren won't use any countries, but let's say, we'll just make them up. Let's say my brethren got deported to a country and he works for the Colombians in that country, and no, his uncle works for the Colombians in that country. So what we've done is we've gone over there and said that all of us has just come from England.
Okay.
But remember, he was already deported. Yeah?
Yeah.
So when we say all of us has just come from England, we're saying, cool. When you send us food, he's staying. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So if we don't pay, do you think... When we've gone to the meeting to meet the Colombians, they're saying, who do we kill if you lot don't pay? We just pointed at this man. In real life, you know.
Swear to
me
God.
and my brethren just pointed at my man, but it was just an automatic... he's the one staying.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm trying to
chilling.
say? Yeah, he's the one staying. So flew out there.
You really flew out there. Go on.
Flew out there. They've gone to pick us up from the airport. So when we're driving back in the car, I'm with my brethren who he's made it like he's just come because his uncle works for the Colombians. I'm with my brethren who I just flew out with. So we're in the back of the car, meant to be driving now back to the place. So driving, go over a flyover. There's no barriers on the either side of the flyover. One of the drivers says to the other one, "Oh, my beer's run out." My man just jumped off the flyover. So we're in the air. When we're in the air, I have time to look at both of my brethren like we're tired. They're just going to take us to the woods and say, ring England and run some bread, yeah? Landed outside the shop, went in, got the alcohol. But when they took us to the place, it was the real guys. And they was just the runners that was come to meet us. So they were saying...
So you were really bringing stuff over from different countries?
Yeah, they were saying, when I've gone to link the Colombians, they're saying, "Oh, you lot are little kids. We thought you lot was going to be like..." Because the uncle's like 40. We're like 20 in it. Yeah. So they're saying, "You lot are too young. We didn't think it was going to be little kids coming over." Because when you're 20, you forget how young you look. When I see 20-year-olds now, I'm like, okay, that's how young I must have looked at that time. So imagine I'm saying to him, "Nah, I deserve to be here. I earned my way here. I'm meant to be here." That's what I said to him when he said we're too young. I said, nah, I earned my way here. I'm meant to be here. Everything in England, I've done it to get to this stage. I'm on this level of the game. Yeah, that's how I thought about things.
You're bringing stuff back from Colombia, yeah? What are you paying there? What are you selling here? So
they was trying to get us to stay in, say to go to something else, but just to show you the price difference, they're trying to get us to stay in a hotel what their farmers stay in. So the farmers that are growing the things, they're trying to get us to stay in the same hotel. It looks like a prison. And I've just come out. I'm saying to them, we're not.
No way.
The hotel I'm staying in has got a pool outside it. This has got all rusty gates. Yeah. Mad thing, yeah. So over there, it's like 900. At that time, it was £900 for a key.
And what you selling it over here?
30 grand. But wasn't getting it for £900. But that's how much it is here.
So how much was you lot getting it for? I'm trying
to say, get it for less than 20.
So you're still making 10 bags of key?
Yeah. Still
and
making.
And that's landed in the UK?
Less than 20, yeah. In the UK, in your hand. Ready to go.
Raw. So you were making bread?
We was winning, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? We was winning.
Like you were making good dough. Let's cut the bullshit here. You was up.
Yeah. And
when you went prison for 13 years, did you not think, fuck, I've just stopped everything? What was your biggest regret when you went prison?
Do you see the prison thing, yeah? You see, I'm a person that believes everything happens for a reason, innit? Do you get it? I'll be honest with you. There was a time before I went to prison, yeah, that I've done everything. Do you get what I'm trying to say? All I do is go and collect money, which is the level I wanted to get to. I didn't think past that level. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So even when I get them things from overseas, that one box I turned into 100 Zs. Do you get it? So that 136 thing I turned into 100 Zs and tick it all out, and everyone pays me on time. And I would have been getting other stuff for free as well when I'm doing my little things. So it's a thing where I actually got to the point where I wanted to get to and didn't think of nothing past that point. So sometimes I'm sitting in the yard bored. Do you get it? There's nothing to do. Yeah. There's nothing to do. Do you get it? Everything that I think to do, I've done it all. I haven't spent the money from the last move or sold the drugs from the last move that I done. Do you get it? So it's not even like I can go do another move. I got nowhere to put the stuff. Do you get it? So it's a thing where I feel like, because even the guy that I ended up going in jail for, it's just that a guy that I took some food off and he keeps ringing me chatting shit, so I went to page him. It wasn't even an issue that I needed to address. I could have just ignored that issue. Do you get it? But I feel like because I got myself into that position, that's how I ended up doing stupid shit like that, like going to page my man. So when I actually did get the sentence, it wasn't a surprise. Do you get it? It's more like you could have been doing a 30 rec. You could have been doing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The sentence wasn't a surprise to me. I was living that life where you get them type of sentences, and I even met one of my brethren in jail, every time I link him on road, he's telling me, give him a gun, give him a machine, he's got to move, he wants to do this. When he done his thing and got the sentence, he's in jail crying to me. I'm saying, but did you never think that you was
You think he was untouchable?
I don't know what he's saying, he's suicidal and stuff. I'm saying, but I can't comprehend what you're saying to me though, because did you not believe this was all them times you was asking me, give you this, give you that, give you that? The reason I wasn't giving it to you, because I thought you're going to end up in jail too quick. Now you ended up in this situation. Now you're feeling like it wasn't inevitable, or it wasn't an option. He's moving like this wasn't even on the cards for him.
Even with you knew this is one of the potential outcomes.
This is one of the outcomes. I'm thinking if you they call you a snitch. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's so rare that if a man cuts all the way through his whole career being a career criminal and doesn't go jail, they call him a snitch. And so that's how inevitable it was. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, so that's just how I was looking at it. I never done a day in jail thinking, this wasn't an option for me. So when I got the sentence, it's just okay. It's lucky it's for this and not for that, or it's for this and not for that, rather than, oh my gosh, poor me.
You spent a lot of days in prison. You spent
5,660.
5,660 days.
Yeah, and I'm still young.
And bro, that can break a lot of people. It can break a lot of people. Was there no points in your life where you felt depressed, down, like shit, man? The fuck am I actually doing it?
Through natural cycles, but not enough to give up hope or stop looking to the future, or stop planning, stop working on myself. I was never stressed out or depressed enough to stop working, stop moving forward, where that's what a lot of people do when they get stressed or something. So I don't think either I haven't had it to the level that other people have it, or I've been able to deal with it in a different way.
When did you start working on your plan?
So I done 13. I maybe I say this on every podcast, but it was that joke that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. Do you get it? Because before that joke, I'm literally in my soul like, just rub out this bird and just get back to what I'm doing. Yeah, but only do this different, this different, this different. When I heard that joke on the TV, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it on the book. I'm saying, joke. They're laughing. That joke is about me. Do you get it? So I said, I have to read a couple books. Then I got the reading bug. And
how many books did you read?
In that sentence, 250.
250 books?
All non-fiction as well, not one fiction book. Apart from Celestine Prophecy, which I don't even count as a fiction book, but they're all...
You read 250 books?
250, and I didn't even read all of the ones that I wanted to read in that time.
Do you still have the reading bug? Do you still read a lot now?
Yeah, so done my master's in innovation management and entrepreneurship as soon as I was released, so I count that as my reading bug.
And how much do you reckon reading helped you as a person?
So it changed my whole mentality. So where before I heard that joke and started reading, I'm only thinking about the roads and thinking about picking up where I left off, getting back to what I was doing. Once I started reading and I come across the risk reward and self-imposed barriers and inferiority complex and these kind of concepts that I could recognize, that's what changed my mentality in terms of, okay, everything you're doing and all the energy you put into stuff can be redirected, and that false pretense on you've only got the football or the roads was all in your mind. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It was just a construct of your mind, and you believed it 100% and got yourself in this situation with this type of mentality.
You read 250 books. What one would you say yourself was your favourite book?
I feel like Celestine Prophecy is the craziest book I read in terms of helping guide me. But in terms of practical, it's got to be 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey.
And what would you say is so special about that book?
The paradigm shift.
Okay.
Yeah, so it talks about, a rapid, fundamental change in mentality that you would need to have to make the changes that I've made. That book talks a lot about that and gives you a lot of skills to enable you to do that.
Without the books, would you say you'd be out today doing what you're doing now?
Oh no, 100% not. 100% not, because I had to, that education that you get in school where it says, okay, We come to Africa, you lot were cannibals, Hannibals, etc. Didn't know up from down, you lot were eating each other, uncivilized. We enslaved you, and once you were enslaved for 300 years, you became civilized. As soon as we saw we civilized, we let you go. That's not the education they give you. But if you read between the lines, that's all I took from it. Do you get it? Okay. So once I was first able to understand the real history, that gave me a bit of pride, straightened up my back a little bit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I get that. And then once I was able to realize the reasons why a normal 9-to-5 wouldn't work for me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I learned about job design, and I learned about that inferiority complex of going to work in a normal 9-to-5, your first day of job, you got this guy saying, go clean the toilets. The whole history of what you've learned is going to come tumbling down on you in that second. But a lot of people don't even know why they don't want to get the 9-to-5. Once I was able to learn that and understand, why didn't even I want to do work experience? Why was I so against it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? What was going on in my mind? It was the education that I got. And me reading between the lines of, this is the education they've given me, this is what I've taken from it, that gives you inferiority complex. You don't want to go to work and a guy tell you go and do that, because you're going to feel like you was in the fields again immediately.
I get what you're saying. I 100% agree with everything you're saying. But for you to come out, you've just told us you went from making 10 grand off one box to coming out to realistically having no financial money. You've got no money apart from the money you made back in the day and all of that, which I don't care how much you've made. That's not the reason we're here. But what stops you from saying, you know what, fuck this, man, I'll get straight back to work? Because it must have been so easy for someone with your skill. You've done everything. You could, if you really wanted to, get back into the game and take over within a month. Easy. You know the recipe, let's say, right? You know how that works. You've done it all. What for you is the turning point that says, you know what, I'm not doing that. I'm coming out. I'm sorting my life out. Because right now, if we're just going to talk about what you've done in the last year, you've been out just under a year, right? What have you done in the last year?
So I've come out, done my master's, completed that, done my dissertation, 15,000 words. I've started Celso, which is a party hire company. I've improved my consultancy business. I've done speeches in everywhere you can imagine. I've worked on the book, which I got published while I was in prison, which teaches kids how to play chess. We're working on the game for that and the NFT sales of that. Lots of stuff that I can't even remember.
You've done in a year more than people have done in a lifetime. NFTs, books, this, that. Like, bro, you're taking a piss.
Yeah. I got two investments for two ideas on the same day. So I pitched for one mechanism that I invented that goes in the sole of a shoe, and it helps you change the size of the shoe without it. You can't see that anything is in there. Okay. So I got investment from that, from a pitch I done, and I got investment for the app that I'm developing that people download as soon as they're released from prison. So as soon as you step out the gates, download this app, and it's gonna act as a sat nav to help you on your track. So I got investment in that since I've been released as well. So I've done good since.
Bro, like you had two investments. Just deep it. I want you to take a minute and look at your life, yeah, because I don't think people actually do it much. And sometimes it's very good to sit back and say, you know what, yeah, I've done my thing. In the last year, you've had two investments, finished off a book, leveled up a consultancy business, produced NFTs, you've started a party business. Bro, that's like 7 things minimum, and there's probably a few more that you can't even remember you've done.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that's 7 things you've done. Bro, there's people your age right now who haven't gone prison, haven't done all of that, ain't doing shit. They're working a 9-to-5. And the only reason I'm emphasizing on all of this is because look at the life you've lived. Look at the mad shit you've done. We've just spoke for 45 minutes and explained to people guns, violence, all this crime, drugs, the whole lot. And you've still come out, and in 1 year, you've done 10 times better than most people that work 9-to-5s. Like, now look at yourself and say, you know what? Look what I can do in 5 years. Where are you going to be in 5 years?
Well, I'm trying to build generational wealth in it. So I'm trying to make sure all my decisions benefit my descendants. So everything I focus on is on that road, even though I don't even have kids. But I'm already thinking about my grandkids and my grandkids. So I'm just trying to stay on that road and keep achieving. And in terms of replying to your why was the transition easy, obviously it's personal for me, but I felt like if the roads was a computer game, I clocked it. Everything you rate, everything you want to do, everything you can think of, I done that already. And I'm a guy that I want to challenge, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I want to do something different. So that's one of the reasons for my transition. And another reason for my transition is that it's all fake. None of it's worth it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When there was a time when for 70 grand, go in the yard, pitch everything in the yard for 70 grand. But when you actually deep it now, on your way there, you get stopped with the machine.
You're done.
Let's just call it mandatory 5. Yeah? So you get stopped with the machine, you go do 5 years because you was going to get 70 grand. You go to the yard, you get the 70 grand, someone has their machine, you end up shooting them, you get 30 years. Yeah. So now you're doing 30 years for the 70 grand. Alright, let's say that you get away with it and you get the 70 grand, some of it's in cash, some of it's in money. Then you get nicked on the way back. With the food and the thing, you got to go do the 20 years. When you weigh up the risk you would have taken for that 70 grand.
Risk to reward, yeah.
Risk towards in terms of how you would just earn it in a different way. Like doing what you're doing from ad revenue, for example. Yeah. Or giving speeches or doing something
working
else.
A 9 to 5.
Working a 9 to 5. Yeah, when you add up the risk reward for each one, that's the realization I come to. Okay, none of what I was doing was making sense because I was doing a lot and then just putting the money aside, and then going back out and doing something else. You haven't even spent the money, you haven't processed the drugs, you haven't done nothing. So what are you doing?
I interviewed someone. It's funny you said that because I interviewed a bank robber from Australia. God bless his soul. Rest in peace to him. He passed away. He was robbing banks in Australia. The way he was robbing them was he was robbing the tills, not the vault, yeah? And he robbed over a couple M's. He went to prison for like 20-something years and he sat down and he was like, Mikey, I earned 10 grand a year. If he done that, do you know what I mean? If he worked out how much he done in the prison or whatever it was 10 grand a year.
Wow.
And he goes, bruv, 10 grand a year? Because I get a job for that.
Yeah.
Because I get a job.
Yeah.
Because what am I sat here? He goes, it's all fun and games if you don't get caught. If you don't get caught, he goes, but what's the percentages? He goes, if you do the percentage and work it out, it's a lose-lose.
See, my type of guy, because I don't think everyone's in the prisons doing the maths. Because, I went to an officer one time, I'm saying to the officer, go home, and Google for me all the jobs that earn more than 50,000 a year. Yeah? So he said, why? I said, because I done my maths. And if I had no expenses, and after basically I need 50 grand a year just to be able to touch how I want to live, how I want to think, how I want to move. So he's come back with bare jobs that I can't get, a pilot, a judge.
Bare jobs I can't get.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But it was disheartening. But when I told someone else, they was like, I'll get you the real jobs. There's bare stuff that earns 50,000 a year, yeah. And although that's not a lot of money, it is comfortable. It's how you want to be living. You want to be living comfortable. And once I done that assessment and realized, okay, all the risk you was taking to earn this much against earning this much, it doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because if you end up in a situation, you end up in the grave, you end up doing a 30 wreck, was it worth it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're not doing the things you really wanna do. Because even criminals, I had this application you had to fill out to come to one of my events in prison, because I was doing motivational events in prison and I was giving speeches and inviting people in to give speeches whilst I was in there. And on the app, on the bottom of the app, I said a sentence from your eulogy. So the app give us your ultimate goal, so that might be to open a restaurant, and then underneath you have to put 5 things you can do in the prison to get you closer to opening that restaurant when you come out. And the next bit would be 3 things from your bucket list, so I wanted them to imagine when they were successful. And the next bit was give me a sentence from your eulogy. And what that did is it shows that when I go up to my brother and say, fill this out, what should I write at that bit? He'll say, I'm the biggest gangster to ever live. When you tell him write it down, he was a loving family man. Do you get it? Yeah. Go to the next guy. What do you want to write there? G from South. Write it down then. He was a loving family member. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when you really check it, everyone wants the end of life in a good way is that you're around in your big mansion surrounded by your grandkids and you pass away in your sleep. Do you get it? To get to that, none of the stuff I was doing on the roads is even on that same motorway. to that direction. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's where everyone's trying to
They're
get.
on some side road on the way to the.
Fam, you're on the sideway on the way to
prison.
on the way to prison or a grave. That's where that road leads. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to go on a road that you end up in a mansion with your grandkids and everyone's looked after. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's the realization I come to, and that's what made the transition for me so easy.
But what I will say is, I give you a lot of credit and a lot of flowers for it, because doing the time you done behind the door is a make or break. And it looks like it made you times 10.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Bro, when I read through your biography, like when I'm reading through it, and 25 years you're reading it and you're thinking, even, I swear, I'll be real with you, even when you sent me that, I thought, how the fuck is this geezer who spent 25 years in prison even worked out how to use this? I'll be real.
But it was corrupted or something. I was gonna say to you, I'm just learning this.
No, but when I've looked at it, you're the only person that's ever sent me that. You know that. I've interviewed 115 ex-criminals, and you're the only one who sent me a biography.
Oh, swear down.
Swear to you, 115.
I'm there thinking I'm slacking.
115 criminals I've interviewed. And you're the only one who sent me an actual whole thing for me to read through. And I'll be real.
Oh, swear down.
I read through. I skimmed it because I don't like to know too much about my guests
so
before
it's
I meet
more
them.
authentic,
And I sat there, and even I read the first bit, or I listened to the voice note you sent me, and my reply was, "Let's do it." Right? That was all I said to you. And I thought to myself, like, and I'll be real, I thought to myself, if this man can tell the story, because there's a lot of people who have got a great story but can't tell it. I thought to myself, if he can tell his story, this podcast is gonna smash it.
Yeah.
And listen, viewers, you tell us. Do you reckon we've smashed it? Because I'll be real, I reckon it's been a sick pod.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
I want to wrap up on what the future holds for you.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your future. 5-year plan. Don't tell me generational wealth. Tell me how you're going to get to that generational wealth.
Alright, cool. So what I'm going to do now, so I've just done my masters. While I'm doing my masters in uni, I'll be ringing up my business partners and that. So as soon as it's literally on the whiteboard. So as soon as I learn it, I'm ringing them. We need to implement this. Look, this is what I'm saying. Implement that in my business immediately. So I'm using the education to iterate my businesses to try and get it to a level where I've got the proof of work in terms of successful businesses. So when I'm doing my talks and giving my speeches at different places, I can demand a higher price. So that's what I'm trying to do. Work on my business, make them as successful as possible in different sectors, so that my proof of work can show that I've got the competency to do this, and then I can charge a bigger fee for my public speaking.
Do you enjoy doing public speaking?
I enjoy doing public speaking, and it is the easiest thing. Go give a speech and get paid the belly. What more can you and talk about? Some of them I don't even write them before I get there. They just tell me what the subject is. I'll go there.
And it's your life. It's easy.
Yeah, and they be swearing that I'll be writing it down and planning it in advance. And that one time, some person said, "We didn't think you was gonna take it this seriously or prepare this much, so we're gonna change the amount we're paying you. We're not happy with what we offered you." I swear down, I made it up on the spot. I swear down, that's what she said.
They paid you more.
They said we're not happy with what we offered. We didn't know you was gonna take it this seriously. You get what I'm trying to say? But that's because what you're speaking about is natural to you, isn't it?
And it's
you
real
get
life.
What I'm trying to say?
It's your life you've lived.
And it's real life. You get me? And that time I was talking about the benefits of the third sector organisations that help prison leavers. So I was giving them their flowers.
Rah. So you've pretty much got the plan ready.
Yeah, but it's 13 years of doing the plan though, because a lot of guys are coming out in my situation and they haven't got a plan. Some of them even laughed at me through my flap. Look at this guy always reading nonsense, and what are you doing in there? These people have rung me, said, "Bro, I'm coming out, what should I do?" I'm saying, you should have planned for the 10 years that I was with you, and you watch me reading and getting my degree, and I'm telling you, how we look at machines on the road, that's how they look at degrees and masters and these kind of things. So I'm trying to, when I was telling you that, I weren't joking. So when it looks like I'm on a fast track now, it's not that I'm on a fast track, it's that I put in the work when we had the time to put in the work.
You said something to me earlier on. You said to me, "Mikey, I was inside for 16 years. If I spent 16 years in any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Discipline.
Any sort of sector, I'm going to be an expert in it."
Yeah.
And it's true. No one's put in 16 years, day in, day out, because you're not at work, you're not at 9 to 5. You're there 24 hours a day reading on this subject. Let's say you want to read about electronics. When you come out, you're going to be an expert in
like
electronics.
the back of your hand.
Yeah,
you're gonna know it like the back of your hand.
You're gonna know what wire goes where and that wire goes there and this. You're
and
not even gonna need to touch the electrics. You can make someone touch it while you just look at it.
Exactly. And then when you're meeting people, all that esoteric knowledge and all that jargon that you will be talking, they will elevate you themselves.
Yeah.
They will like, oh, he knows it differently.
He knows his shit.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And there's so many people that have got 16 years left sitting in prison now, 10 years left, 15 years left, 20 years left. How do you utilize that time to make it work for you? Because that's one thing I knew that I had to do. That when I'm getting released, I'm 35 years old. If I carried on shotting, carried on hustling, carried on doing everything I was doing, and I was successful, what position would I be in? Yeah. I've got to look at that person. Then I've got to look at the 35-year-old me being released and make sure I'm in a better position than him. If I'm in a better position than him, I haven't wasted all this time. All these years haven't just been robbed from me, and I'm just coming out 13 years older. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I had to look at these two parallel universes and make sure that he was in a better position than the guy that stayed on road, even looking at his best case scenario. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, and I think I'm successful because
you're definitely successful.
I was able. My mum come from Jamaica. I was able to give her a job immediately. So that's one of my proudest.
Like, even that alone, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's her mama made it.
Yeah. And that's her coming from Jamaica because I've been released from prison. And I can say, and she can say to my aunties, "Oh no, I just work for his business." I see them. He just come out. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's definitely a proud moment for me. Not having to get a 9-to-5. Not that there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5, but I felt like if I made my businesses successful in terms of where I don't have to get one as soon as I'm released, then I've done a good thing. So I was successful as that, and I haven't done any crime or any hustling since I've been released. So I'm proud about that in terms of I've not needed to turn to that.
One thing I want to wrap up on. Give a message, look into this camera, give a message to the youth, and then we're done, bro. That's it.
Alright, cool. So a message to the youth, I would say, don't go and make the mistakes yourself. Learn from other people's mistakes is the best advice I can give you.
My brother, listen, unless there's anything else you want to touch on.
No, I'm good. That was a good one.
Listen, I'm actually excited for this to be released.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. Guys, listen, there's a lot more of his life.
Yeah, we definitely need to do a part 2 because I feel like
if you don't want to see part 2,
speak about.
If you want to see part 2, go down, smash the like button. 5,000 likes, we'll do part 2. 5,000 likes, hit that like button. Let's make it happen. The quicker you get the 5,000 likes, quicker we get them back. That's it, my brother.
Cool.
Pleasure having you on
Thank
the show.
you for having me.
We'll see you on the next one, man. Thank you so much.
Love.